Welcome to the Excited Bull podcast. I'm Kim, and this is a break from your regularly scheduled programming. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. Thank you for joining me for this first mini spoiler-tistic podcast. If you are a new viewer, welcome. This is not my usual format for my weekly podcasts. This is what I'm calling a mini or a sub-podcast where I talk about one specific thing, in this week's case, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, and we talk all the spoilers, and that way you don't have to worry about it being in the regular podcast. So, I am in my home in Norman, Oklahoma, where I live with my fiance Jason, our 3 dogs, and all the family around us. And to get started, spoilers. Spoilers for Season 1 and Season 2 of Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. Okay? And we got that out of the way. If you don't want to hear spoilers, you better have turned it off by now. We'll start with the basics. Samuel Barnett is Dirk Gently. Elijah Wood is Todd. Hannah Marks is Amanda. And Jade Este, sorry if I mispronounce your name, is Farah. This show is very difficult to describe to someone who hasn't seen it. It is a wonderful kind of madness. It is something that I have only really seen British authors do. Speaking of, it is based off of Douglas Adams by the same name. Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. My copy is quite battered because I'm very rough on my books. And I buy most of my books secondhand. Like, this is a fairly old copy. This is a 1987 printing of this. So, it's a little old, got a little tape, but it's good. Douglas Adams, Terry Pratchett. There's this certain kind of wonderful madness that some of these British authors are able to achieve that I adore. It makes my heart pitter-patter. Alright, we're primarily going to talk Season 2 because I didn't rewatch Season 1 before this season. I want to. I'll probably go back and rewatch it later, but I didn't. So Season 2 is what is fresh and what I'm excited about. I really loved that in the beginning, Todd had kind of taken over Dirk's role while Dirk was locked up in Blackwing. Todd was leading Farah around on these wild goose chases, trying to find the connections to find Todd. And I liked that parallel from the first season where Dirk is leading this kind of bewildered Todd around to where Todd is leading this kind of bewildered Farah around. It was a nice little parallel. I adore Amanda and the Rowdy Three's relationship. It's so cute. They call her boss. It's adorable. I love the Rowdy Three pretty much in general. They are really great characters. I've heard 2 theories, which I will share, on why it's the Rowdy Three, even though there's 4 of them. The first theory is that the main guy, the blonde, is the only real one, and the other 3 are the he has split himself off into them. I don't know, it's a little weird theory. It kind of works in the sense that he seems to be the most in charge. I don't know. And the second theory I kind of like a little more, which is that it's a joke about how Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was supposed to be a trilogy and turned into more books. I don't remember how many there are. There are 5 books. No, wait. Yes, 5 books. Sorry, I had to look at my bookshelves. There are 5 books written by Douglas Adams, and then I think a 6th one written by someone else, which I think was finished off of some of his notes. So I kind of took it as, or I'd heard that was a theory on why it was the Rowdy Three, even though there's more than 3. as a joke on his trilogy not really being a trilogy. The purple people eater within the house in the house within a house. Oh my gosh. So funny. He starts playing the song. Dirk's running around with the phone cord running behind him. It was awesome. And then the Windemore people show up and they have these scissor swords. And I mean, how freaking awesome is that? These scissor swords are perfect. Like, you have to know somebody came up with this idea. It's not in the book. None of the stuff that happens in either season is in this book. This is a very different story. It's the same characters, same characters, one. Because the Todd in this is Richard. Anyway, off topic. But somebody came up to the guys and was like, okay, we're going to have these people from another world. And they're like, okay, cool. And they're like, and they're going to be kind of knights. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can do that. But instead of swords, they're going to have giant scissors. And somebody went, hold on. But whoever that person is that pushed that idea and came up with a way to do it, my hat is off to you, good sir. Because that shit was awesome. Alright, a little deeper note. I enjoyed seeing some of the interesting parallels between Kin and Susie and how they attained power, both having come from fairly powerless backgrounds, and it corrupted them. And so you had these two that had come from fairly powerless backgrounds who gained power, and it started turning them a little. Because Ken, to me, I've heard some people defend Ken. He kind of turned a little bad on me. I don't like him. I didn't like him in season 2 very much towards the end. The parallel I found interesting was you had characters like Mona and Bart and the Rowdy Three, who, and I mean Dirk to an extent, his power was never very powerfully manifested. But you have these others, Mona, Bart, Rowdy Three. They have this very evident power about them. But they've retained this childlike innocence. Even Bart, whose prerogative in life is to kill, has this childlikeness to her that is so endearing. But I found that to be an interesting thing. Is it the power that corrupts? Because that goes against the examples of Mona and Bart and the Rowdy Three. Because it's not, the power didn't corrupt them. They have this intense power. They have more power than Susie and Ken do. So it's not the power that corrupts. So what is it that is corrupt? Is it in the person all along? If I were to attain great power and I have this corrupt personality deep inside me, would it come out? I don't know. Thoughts. Todd and Amanda's relationship, which if you have a sibling, I think especially if you have a brother-sister sibling relationship, you really understand that. I hate you right now. You have done everything that I didn't want you to do, and I hate you right now, but I still love you. And I'm still going to defend you against these other people, even though I'm mad at you right now. It's just, they did really good with that. Oh, yeah, Bart trying to go good and trying not to kill people only to have, the pink-haired boy. Silas was his boyfriend. I can't remember his name, but to have him, who was becoming her new friend, who she'd really attached to, be killed. And then to have her be betrayed by Ken, locked back up, broke my heart pretty bad. I'm pretty upset about that. One of the other big references to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which I adored, was when Dirk was ready to jump into the portal to head back into Blackwing at the end, and he mutters to himself, "Don't panic," which is like, there's grab your towel, or Don't travel without your towel and don't panic from Hitchhiker's Guide. And I mean, that's what you get. Oh, season 2 favorites. Hugo, who was the director, if you can call him that, of Blackwing. And Hobbs, the sheriff of Bergsburg. They're both fumbling, they're both well-meaning, and they were just adorable. I loved both of those characters. I thought they were fantastic, and I wanted, honestly, more of them. I did feel Pharaoh was a little regulated to the sidelines this season. I felt that it definitely focused, speaking of focus, let's see if we can get the camera to focus. Focus more on the boys, which is fine. I mean, it's who it's about. But Farrah is just such a badass character, you know. She's the troubled cop, but a girl. It's awesome. I like her. I was a little sad to see her regulated to the sidelines, but her and Tina, the other sheriff, or the other deputy, were really fun together because, you know, Farrah is all about rules and regulations and Section 6 of Paragraph 8. And Tina's all like, I don't care about anything. I'm drunk and stoned at my job as a cop. The boy being the boy, you know, that Dirk was supposed to find, being someone he'd known really his whole life, was kind of a cool twist. And a really sad story, like, this boy who had this amazing power to be trapped. Because when they tried to move him, he had a seizure or a stroke or something like that. It was really a sad thought. This immense power just locked away. I have seen confirmation from multiple sources that there will not be a season 3. That season 2 was the last we will see of Dirk Gently's holistic detective agency. And that's a little heartbreaking for me. Because I really enjoyed this show. It made me laugh. It got me right in the feels. I'm not going to say it made me cry, because it takes a lot to make me cry with TV. Books, drop of a dime. I'm crying. Shows, I'm not so much, but it definitely got me in the feels in a few spots. I loved the characters. I loved the story. I loved the ridiculousness of it. And I'm sad to see it go. And I'm sad that it ended, especially for, like I was saying, Bart's story, to have it end with that scene where she's being locked back in a cage by her one-time friend. And he's not even staying with her. He's leaving her because he's got too much to do. Oh, heart broken all over the place. So sad. So, comment below. Let me know. What did you think about Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency Season 2 and how it ended? Did you like how it ended? Are you sad to see it go? Did you enjoy the show? Did you hate the show? Let's hear some words. Anyway, everyone, have a good evening. I will see you back here in a few days for our regular weekly podcast. Bye.